again, guys. This is Big Daddy Dragon with Messed Up Anime, and today I have the very lovely Brina, Palencia, and I'm a little winded. Just to have her own good. So I'm gonna try to be professional, but y'all, I'm blessed right now. So, Brina, let's go into some just basic questions. What is the most recent work that people can check you out at?
Well, most recently probably Spice and Wolf just came out. I also just recently wrapped a film with Billy Zane and Lacey Chabert called The Ghost of Goodnight Lane. It's a horror film. It's kind of kitschy, kind of silly, but also kind of really scary. And you can check it out on IMDb, and they have a Facebook and a Twitter page, The Ghost of Goodnight Lane. And I just wrapped a film that was directed by Chuck Huber, actually, called Arbor Day the Musical. Okay. And he's been really bad about doing promotions just yet, but he will be doing them soon, I'm sure, because he would like to have a release early next year. So you can keep following me on Facebook and Twitter and all that, and I'll be sure to update everybody.
All right, guys, make sure we check that out. Okay, we got to show support. So, basic question that a lot of fans have is, how did you get started in the business? So, did you wake up one day, I want to be a voice actress? So, how did that actually happen?
Well, you know what's funny? I actually was going through a lot of my old stuff one day, and it was my old trunk that had all this stuff from elementary through middle school, and I found one of my journals that I was required to do for my English class, and every day we had this new question, and I read one of the entries was, what do you want to be when you grow up, essentially, and I said a voice actor, which is so funny because I don't remember ever thinking that, whenever I was younger. I remember I always enjoyed mimicking voices and all that, and I was obsessed with cartoons, Censor for family. Turn off.
Oh my God, I thought response.
That was awesome.
Wow.
What was that?
That is my awesome ringtone for a bad day at work. And it's a spiritual hymn of I'm about to whip somebody's ass. So,
nice.
So
I think we need a applause for that.
This will be on the blooper. This will be on the blooper.
Professional.
Oh yes,
Great.
absolutely.
That was
no,
beautiful.
I'm gonna keep that actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't put that on the blooper.
Yeah, this is supposed to be perfect. I cannot believe I forgot to do that.
That was beautiful.
Oh, I'm gonna get that person. I told them not to call me right now.
So anyway, it turns out I've wanted to be a voice actor ever since I was in 6th grade. Unbeknownst to me. But whenever I was in high school, I was a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. We took a tour of the studios, which ironically, Chris Sabat was the voice actor that was in the booth that we got to watch, which now he's one of my best friends, and I work for him sometimes at Okratron 5000. And so anyway, I remember watching them do their thing and thinking, I could do that. I really think I could do that. So whenever I graduated high school, I ended up going to a community college, Tarrant County College, which was at the time right around the corner from where the studios were. And I literally just walked in and I asked, how do I audition? And they put me on a waiting list, which at the time was only 2 months. Now it's like 2 years. Unless you have an agent or you know somebody in the studios or you send in a demo reel, the only way that you'll get called in to do an audition is like a 2-year waiting list.
Do you think the demo reel is a smart method for a lot of young people trying to do?
Absolutely, I do think so. Unless you do have an agent is another way to get in. But with a demo reel, make sure it's a professional demo reel, because we get a lot of people that come in, or that send in their demo reels, and it's just something that they did with their computer at home with the little crappy mic that's already attached to the computer, and they're just saying, hey, I really like anime and I think I'd be really good at it, so here's some of my voices. And also another thing, don't do your best impression of Vegeta, because it turns out Chris Sabat is still alive and he's still going to be doing Vegeta, no matter how good your impression is.
Y'all, please listen to this. Please listen to this. Don't. If I can see people sitting at their mic.
I cannot tell you how many people send in demo reels that are just their impressions of characters that have already been done and that already exist. Give us something original. Show us you. Show us who you are, and then that will get you a job. Not you trying to be somebody else. It's all about being yourself, being confident in who you are, that's what gets you the job.
This is why I do these interviews. Please listen to this, folks, because I know a lot of y'all care about the business. But if y'all are trying to imitate the people who are already out there, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, and it's a good exercise to try and imitate voices, because I did that all the time growing up. But eventually, you do have to come up with your own stuff.
Exactly. Thank you so much for telling me, because I run to all these different conventions. There are a lot of great kids. Like, I work with the West Georgia Anime Club, and they all want to do voice acting.
Yeah.
And they're all eager to learn about it. So, y'all, please pay attention to this tape. Please.
And as expensive as it is a lot of times to get a professional voice demo made, it's worth it. Because if it's not professionally done, we can tell. We can hear it. And it's never good sound quality. It's always just, this buzzy, silent void. And so get it professionally done. It can sometimes cost, upwards of $200 to $400, but you'll be taken a lot more seriously.
All right, guys, these are some great facts. Please listen to them. So, I heard a rumor that you have a production company starting up. So, tell us about that.
Yeah, it's actually a production company that I started with my friend Haley Esposito, and it's called Heal by Rain. It's an anagram, I think that's the right word, of our names put together, Brina and Haley, and it's Heal as in H-E-A-L. By Rain. And we actually have a Facebook page. We just started our Facebook page, and we're in pre-production right now for a web series that has yet to be titled, but we just finished the casting process, and it's actually going to be a musical web series. So every episode we're going to have a new song, and we're going to come out with a soundtrack and everything. And for those of you who are familiar with my character Kagura on my YouTube channel, the Obsessed Anime Fan, she's actually one of the lead characters in the web series.
Oh, this is going to be good.
So you guys should definitely like us on Facebook, and we'll keep everybody posted as far as our progression and everything. So.
And we're definitely going to post the link on the website so you guys will be able to just find it easily, because we're going to be tracking this. I love musicals. Yeah. So I've been dying to ask this because I just know so many backstories, but I would like to hear from you. What is the funniest gig or funniest situation you can tell me that happens when you're doing your jobs? Like when you're getting in that box and you're supposed to be focused, but a certain somebody has to distract y'all or throw things off track. So.
Well, I've actually gotten into the habit of, whenever I'm recording at Okratron, locking my door, because if I'm at Okratron, I know that Chris Sabat will at some point try to open the door and scare me. So now I always lock the door because I've gotten sick of him trying to scare me. But another thing that is always funny is anytime that you flub a line, and probably my best example of flubbing a line didn't happen in the booth. It actually happened when I was filming for GameStop TV. I host GameStop TV, and the line was supposed to be, "You can race up to 7 of your friends," but on accident I said, "You can rape up to 7 of your friends."
Was it live?
It wasn't live, thank God.
And I really can't hate because my phone just went off, but that is priceless.
That's like the biggest Freudian slip.
I can't wait to see what. I wish I was in the studio because I know everybody like it.
Oh yeah, I mean it derailed everybody. Just, I mean it was it was amazing. I really, because a lot of times whenever they have their big meetings, they have like these big meetings in Vegas or whatever that I'm never invited to, but they do have blooper reels sometimes. So that has to make it on the blooper reel because it was priceless.
I can just imagine. Guys, we're going to take a short break because I'm about to bust out laughing. So when we get back, we're going to have Errol Baca Reagan. She's going to do her part of the interviews for the fans out there. You have the questions, we're going to bring them to you. See you in a minute.